Namaskaram, Assalamu alaikum, Mabuhai to all to all who are watching and will be watching us live. So today, something different. We're going to talk about traveling with the online business, and we have this powerful couple with us, Dave and Roxanne. And before they introduce, I will just introduce myself. I'm Dr. Shirley. I work as a dentist in the UAE. I've been here for quite some time with my family. And just a year since a year, I've moved into this business. I'm doing it along with my dentistry. So not whenever I get time, daily, actually, I keep apart, but the time varies, maybe in morning, afternoon, evening, to come into this business. So I'm so happy to have Dave and Roxanne. Actually, I messaged Roxanne, but always knew that Dave would be there, but I got confirmation only at, very, very recently. Anyway, do introduce yourself, both of you.
Yeah, so we live in Canada. I was originally from the Philippines. I moved here in 1996. My background is I graduated in engineering.
Oh,
I wasn't
really?
there long because I had a. It wasn't for me. You will know it's not for you because I had a sickness called alarm clockitis. When the alarm clock goes off for me to work, I want to snooze it, so I go back to bed, and then it snooze again. I just want to take the alarm clock and throw it to the wall
And
because
do
I
it.
was doing my job, right? And if some of your viewers are feeling that, I know how that feels. The drive 30 minutes from where I was to the airport, where I was an aeronautical engineer, I really didn't like it. So I took a leap of faith. I got out of it. I went into financial services. That was my first business, and that's where I met my beautiful wife Roxanne. I was her manager, so I managed her really well because I
So
managed.
now she manages you.
Yeah.
Now she manages me. I married her. Prior to the online business, I was a general manager, and now I do this full time.
Yeah. So
Oh, full time. Okay.
yes.
Yes, yeah.
For me, I migrated from the Philippines to Canada as well in 2004, with my parents and siblings, and I took paralegal. And then prior to the online business, I was in finance, and the reason why, we were trying to do something else on top of our great careers is that, I have this dream that I want to help my parents, right? I want to help them in their finances, in their retirement soon. And I realized that even though we have great careers, it's not enough. It's just enough for the two of us and our future kids at the time. So we were doing something on the side, to supplement our income as well. And Dave found this online, scrolling in Facebook, and he saw this 4 years ago. And now we're here. After 14 months, Dave was able to quit his job, and
Oh,
for me, after 29 months, I was able to quit my job, and we both do this full time now.
oh, that's amazing to listen to that. Also,
Mhm.
both of you are full time into this business.
Yes.
Oh, I see all your pictures and videos always traveling and enjoying. Where's your baby sleeping? Huh?
Oh, he's actually in the day home right
They,
now.
Ah, really?
yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, so happy to have you once again. Welcome to my page,
Thank you.
and so I'm so honored actually to interview you all, and also because I read that you're a believer,
Hmm.
and yeah, and you're helping people around. So
Mhm.
nice that more because of this business, right? Yeah,
Yes.
Yes.
you can help. Yeah. Anyway, so my interview series is called WAG series. Short one,
Mm.
why you got into the business, your accomplishments and goals. So why I think you just mentioned a bit about that, yeah, about your parents, your
Yes.
accomplishments and goals, 4 years. I think we need to have another interview, I guess, but we will shorten it. Huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So what all you were able to achieve after coming into this business, monetary as well as otherwise.
Yeah, for sure. Sorry, what we have achieved for doing this business.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so I always tell people that when we started 4 years ago, October 2018, we were not in a good place. We were buried in a mountain of debt, $86,000 of consumer debt. That's not including mortgages, so that's credit cards, line of credits. We owe from everyone, and I joke around that I had more gray hairs than I wanted to grow because I had creditors calling. We were stressed out of our mind. that was the position we were in. And we would do a budget meeting. It wasn't a budget meeting; it was a fight because Roxanne would tell me there's nothing to budget, right? And we were just looking for something extra so that we can accelerate the payments of that. So our very first achievement for me would be is that in 16 months we were able to pay off $86,000 of consumer debt, and we became debt free. And for some of your viewers that are in debt or experience debt, right, they will know how stressful that
Yeah,
is, right? Just to unshackle yourself from having no debts and can sleep good at night, and you know that it was because of your hard work and the extra income you made is just incredible. That was kind of the first, I would say, even before quitting my job, was one of the biggest accomplishment we did.
Yeah. So for another one is, because we've been waiting for our child for 12 years, and now that we had our baby, right? He's already 21 months. But we were able to be there for him, like as much as we can, right? Like our pregnancy journey, Dave was always there. All the milestones, and we're able to instill those values that we want for our child. Those are priceless. I think being able to do
definitely.
that is really good. Also, we're able to buy our home 2 years ago, and now it's almost paid off. Just under 3 years. Yes,
Yeah.
we're able to. Right now it's 60% paid off in our mortgage. So we're so excited to pay it off this year. So that's so many things, like able to travel without worrying that when we come back we have bills to pay, right? And just being able to give more to the ministry, to our church, and also to treat our parents or our families to simple things like certain restaurants or travels, or I think it fills our hearts to be able to do that. I think having financial abundance, it just gives you more options to do things. I think that's really one of the best blessings for us, right?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know. We're talking about pregnancy. It's actually a blessing to be at home, relaxed, to have everybody with you. For us, I think just a week before I delivered, I was working.
Oh
Oh
wow.
And
wow.
yeah, so one way it is good, but then just a month or two, hardly 2 months we get, then we have to travel to India, we have to stay here, we have to take care of the baby, a lot of things. No, but this is such a big blessing. And I've seen a lot of people buying new homes, getting settled into new homes. Lot of business owners have shared that experience with us. That's something which everybody looks forward to.
Mhm.
And yeah, taking care of parents and all that, so all these are blessings.
Yes.
Yeah, so another part, from my experience after I started this business, many people have doubts because mostly they see ladies talking about business, they think it is not reliable. And online, when they hear online, they feel, oh no, this is something else. They just smile, and they don't take it seriously. They don't, sometimes they don't even want to hear about it, so even when we talk about investments also, they think, oh, now again she's come with investments, it might be a scam. So what can you just tell us something about this minimal investment that we do in this
Yeah. So
business?
there's only two reasons why people are skeptical, or they don't. There's only two reasons. Number one, they have previous bad experience,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, we failed in 24 businesses. So we also had. So if you are skeptical, that is
That's
normal, right? If you're
Mhm.
not skeptical, then so that's one. And number two is they don't understand, right?
yeah.
How do you lower that skepticism? Is just through understanding, right? And to understand that if you want to earn more, right, there's only really a few ways of doing it. Either you buy a traditional business or start a business that costs money, a lot of
Mhm.
money, or
Mhm.
you go back to school, because you go back to school, you have to increase your skill sets to the marketplace so you can earn more. That also costs money, right? So our business also costs money because it's a legitimate way of earning online, right? The reason why, like when you say minimal, which is really nothing, because we've tried other online businesses before,
Mhm.
right? The 149 that we pay, and I'm just gonna say it here, is that it is nothing. Why? Because that includes, we build your website for you. we give you email marketing, we have coaching and mentoring, and we have, like, the CRM systems for you. The reason I know that's cheap is because we started our own online business before, another high ticket. We paid for our website, we paid for our funnels, we paid for our automation, email marketing. That cost us 500 a month, just on tools. Doesn't include ads, right? So that's why, if you are looking for a legitimate business, right, there's no such thing as free, right? And the only way to find out and to lower skepticism is to do it. But what I love about what we do, and I always tell people, right, this is the closest thing to a franchise, right? People buy a franchise not because of the burger like McDonald's, it's because of a proven duplicatable system, right? That we can teach you how to run a successful restaurant. Same thing here. We teach you how to run a successful online business, right? We don't just give you the products. We don't say here's your website. We don't say this here's no. We've tested all of this, right? It's proven to convert, right? Is the success 100%? Still no, it's still not, because it still depends on you, right? I've known of so many people that are friends of mine bought franchises in Calgary, still failed because it's still based on you, right? That is the difference. And I also talk about schooling. Sorry, I'm gonna go on a tangent here because this fires me up, right? I went to engineering school. There was 100 of us. When we graduated, there was only 50 left, right? Do they have student loan? Yes, they do, right? Was it the fault of the school? It's not the fault of the school. It's still the person, right? Because and here's the thing: we graduated 50 of us. Did everybody get a job? No, not everybody, right? Are they blaming the school? No, it's on you, right? Same
Yeah.
thing here. You start a business. We are successful because we put in the work, right? That's just the bottom line here.
Yeah, and also like if people are looking out, checking out ways on how to earn online, or how to earn any money, right? There's no such thing as free something, right? You've got to,
Yeah,
like, for us, I was skeptical because of our previous experience, so we had to do our research, we had to do our our due diligence. That's what we did. I know Dr. Shirley also did that as well, right? Because our our reputation is there as well. So really, like, for us, like, it's any business that you want to check out, right? There's always a startup cost, and the good thing about our business is there's a free workshop that you can actually register for free and see if it's something for you. We also offer 30 days money back guarantee. If you see that, hey, you know what, I pay this amount and this is not for me, we can do a refund for you. And that's the beauty about it. And we're so passionate about the online business because it helps so many people, not just us, but also normal everyday people. And that's what inspired us to do this, because I see people that are immigrants like us,
yeah,
people that doesn't speak much English, people that are normal, like some people are only high school graduate, people that have more kids than us, and they're getting results. They're paying off their debts, they're quitting their jobs, they're buying homes, paying off their homes. And that's why it actually inspired us to do this business four
yeah,
years ago.
yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, lovely business. But thing, as you said, they have to have that faith and courage and come out of that fear, and then try it out. That's what that again, the fear lies there. But I guess after seeing all this, many will be initiated to try. And another thing, what they are doubtful of is when they are working, will they have the time to go to do this business? They have time for this business. So I always tell them we have an IT team. What they do for us makes things easy for us. No, so what are the things they do for us, and how does it make it easier for us as business owners?
yeah. As I mentioned earlier, it's a proven system, so you don't have to figure it out. That alone saves you time and money, right? Because imagine if like the the cost of a startup, right? If you start everything from scratch, there's only really two ways of starting a business. Number one, you figure out everything on your own, right? It's gonna cost you time and money. That's why franchises have gone exploded, because if you start a restaurant, like, you have to figure out, like, how to and how to run a store, how to create the
Everything.
menu, the burgers, everything. Same thing with an online business. Just creating a website, like, that will cost you months. Like, what's the name of the website? How do I know the technical side? Like, that would cost you months and months to do that. That's just one area. How about testing if it works, right? That's another thing, right? How about, like, the email marketing that actually converts,
Mhm.
right? That's another thing, right? and then all the other things. So that alone saves you time and money. But here's my thing, though, my punchline is that you've gotta know the price. You gotta know the promise to pay the price, right? The reason why people go to school for 4 years and they don't complain, right? They don't complain, right? Because they were already sold by their parents a long time ago that that's supposed to change your life, right? You don't complain your second year of engineering that I paid 10,000 already, right? How come they don't pay me yet, right? I'm there 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, and they haven't paid a thing, right? Why? Because they know what the promise is. Their parents told them that when you graduate, it's supposed to change your life, even if you're like loaded with student loans of 100,000, and there's no guarantee of a job, right? There is no guarantee. The online business, in my humblest opinion, right? If you put in the same amount of effort and time, your return and investment is way more. Why? Because the people that are teaching you are practitioners, the people that are actually doing the business, right? Your teachers in school, your professors, they teach you concept. They don't guarantee you a job at the end, right? If you put in the hard work like you did in school, your return on investment is way higher. Why do I know it? Because I did it, right? Because we did it, right? We put in this a certain amount, and what I made in 1 year, as surpasses what I would make as an engineer, right? And now for doing it for 4 years, for the last 2 years now, if I stayed in the industry for 20 years, I'll probably still make more than those people. So what I can tell you is that yes, the systems will help you, but if you don't understand why you're doing this, you're still not gonna put time. Because if you look in your mind, oh, this is something I can do on the side, we make an extra income. No, this is way better than your job. This is way better than anything that you would put in. If you put in that kind of mindset and effort, that's how you're gonna get paid more. Because I know what you're going into, Dr. Shirley. There are a lot of people that says, oh, where I'm gonna put that. The reason why they're saying those things is because they don't see the value why they should put the time. Because I know people that have two jobs, and at night they will still go to school, right? So that they can get a better career. They will put in the time, right? So if you have that same mindset, you will find time. People that want it will find time, right? But systems wise, yes, we can do it. We did it in the pockets of our time because it's not that hard to do, because there are many things there's a lot of mothers here that did it because of that. But first of all, it has to be in your mind that this will be worth it to do, right?
Yeah, and that's a good question because a lot of people, that's their problem. Hey, I don't have the time, and then we offer them, the system can do it for you. I think the system will do something for you, but not everything, right? Like that's the beauty about the online business. As long as you put the time, right? Like for us, like I think this is good for people that are not tech savvy but are willing to work, right?
Yeah.
Because people that don't know how to do the website, our IT team will do that for you, right? You just have to, of course, you have to submit all the information that's needed, the pictures, the like your information, right? Also, like with the email system, right? They do that for us, right? So it's a plug and play. It's a video based step by step training that you can watch, but as a business owner, you have to do it yourself,
Yeah.
right? But what Coach Dave is saying is that, regardless, we give everything to you, but you're not going to be successful. The people, because they're not willing to work at
Yeah.
it, right? We have so many amazing, successful people online because even if they're mothers, have three kids, and they actually do this. We have one lady that's started this business, and she just have a newborn baby back, that was 3 years ago, and she did it from 10 p.m. until 1 a.m. when the baby
Yeah.
was sleeping, and now she's free, right? She quit her job. She's making over six figures a year, and because she sacrificed her time. So a lot of people should realize that if I want this, if I want freedom, then I need to put my
Yeah.
time, right?
Yeah, once you do your part, you will get the result. It is
Yes.
only that push, yeah, that is needed. Then another question which always comes is, but what do you do? You say all this is no selling, training, all that is, but what is the part that you do
Yeah. So
as business owners?
so basically, it's in our training. So what we do is we help people that don't have an experience in starting an online business, right? By giving them the sales tools, the systems, and the products so they can run an online business, right? So what do? Just market, right? So what we
Yeah.
do is market the online business. So to simplify this is that McDonald's, they don't sell the burgers, right? Like, they do sell burgers, right? But the franchise itself, what they're doing is they're selling franchises, right? So we in our business, we don't focus on selling the product, we're selling the franchise. Franchise, what I mean by that is our main product is teaching you how to start an online business. Is there a product? Yes, there is a product, but we don't focus on selling the burgers. You can do that, but what's more profitable is selling the franchise itself. We teach you how to run an online business, because there's a lot of people that want to start an online business, but they don't know how to start, where to start from scratch. So our main business model is that. Why? Because our product is always in demand. Why? Because our product is helping you transition to wherever you are, right? So if you're a doctor and you want to learn to start an online business, that's our product, right? If you are a stay-at-home mom and you want to transition into online business, that's our product, right? It's not like, I always tell people that in Calgary used to be, oil and gas was always in demand because the oil and gas was booming here. But when the oil and gas went down, there's no more demand for oil and gas school. Our school is transitioning you, teaching you how to become a stay-at-home person online. That's our school. So that's our main product. Do we have products that it's within the online business? We do, but I can give you a product. Can you sell it? Right? Can you market it? Can you do that? No. So we teach you the whole thing, right?
Yeah. So really, what you do every single day is, basically, once you set it up, because in the beginning it will take maybe couple of hours. Maybe some people can set up their business in a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, right? And then after that, it's just posting. Some people, they post once a day, 3 times a day, and they schedule it ahead of time, right? You can do that. And then just like with Dr. Shirley, she does like go lives or videos, right? We suggest doing that if it's their first time doing it. Of course, it's not easy in the beginning, but we teach you how to do that, right? And then you advertise through social medias. Some people, they do, they're comfortable with marketing it, free advertising through their cold market or warm market. They can do that, but the best way is advertising through YouTube or Facebook, right? Like Dr. Shirley and us, we don't know each other personally, but because of the online community, we get to know each other, right? So that's basically what you do here. Is that's your part. How can you market the online business? And there's so many training that's available for them to do that.
So, like, just kind of to simplify it to your viewers, so it's kind of like, the McDonald's franchise, right? So we market for the McDonald's, and every time they buy a McDonald's franchise, that's how we get paid, right? So we say, hey, this McDonald's franchise is so good, you should start your own franchise. Every time they start their own franchise, we get paid. That's how simple it is, right? We're marketing a system a franchise system that's working, but ours is online. And we tell them, this is all the people that own the franchises. They're very successful. They're now quitting their jobs and stuff, right? Because of this franchise system. Every time they start a franchise, we get paid. That's how simple it is, right? Because we're not selling the burgers of McDonald's. No, we're selling the franchise. We say, hey, look at the franchises here. Do you want to own your one? But this is an invisible franchise. This is all online, right? You should own one because of this. That's how simple it is, right? So
Thank you so much. You've actually simplified it so much, like any common man would understand. And Dave loves to talk. Huh?
yeah,
It's
He
very
was that is amazing, amazing. In between, I keep losing track. I think I'm watching the Masterminds, huh?
yeah.
Because I, we see you out there, and I'm so excited to have you with us again. Anyway, before we leave, it was an amazing interview. You answered everything so well, so simple, and lovely to see you. And before we end, something you would like to tell the viewers, all those who are actually on the verge. There are so many who've actually registered, and so many on the verge, whether they should
yeah.
jump in or not.
I think for
So,
your viewers, for the people that are watching live or the people that will be watching on a replay, right? We always encourage people to go for their dreams, right? We're big believers on that because, each of us have different dreams, right? Dreams in our hearts, and whatever that is, we always believe that God has given you those dreams because He will equip you. He will equip you with the right leader, right people, right resources, the money that you need, the skills that you need, the talents that you need, the connections that you need. So you just have to be open, right? And like for us, you cannot settle for less, right? Like a lot of us live on a comfortable life. And if you do that, right, you can just, stay, do nothing, because you earn money from your job, and then you wake up, and then you pay the bills, and it repeats itself. But if you want more, if you want, a life that's with purpose, a life with, like abundance, then you have to do something. You have to pay for the price, right? So what you have to ask yourself, what are you willing to pay that price? And do that for the next year, 3 years, 5 years, until you get to that dreams. And we always believe that God will provide for you as long as you do your part. So whoever is, hungry for that, this online business could be the solution for you. It may not be, or it may be. So the only way to find out is just to, attend the workshop. It's free anyway, and see if it's something for you, because you'll be assigned to a mentor, a coach that will guide you and help you.
Yeah, so we started with clicking the link, so that's where you start. So I think Dr. Shirley has a link.
Yeah.
If you have the link, click that link and find out if it's for you.
Oh, thank you so much once again. And I think we have Suman Nair watching. Thank you, Suman. Anyway, I think you have the rest of the day with you. Have a great day. For us,
Okay.
it's good night. It's almost 10:30 here. And God bless you. Hope to see you all soon. Whenever you come to UAE, most welcome home.
Awesome.
Oh,
Thank
thank
you.
you,
Thank you.
Dr. Shirley. Have a
Bye
great
bye.
day, everyone. Bye
You
bye.
too. Good night.
Good night.